Welcome back to my video series on learning the Woovebox. I have had the device for 12 days now, and last night I was working on a plucky bass patch and realized that I didn't know enough about filters, filter envelopes, and filter movement to finish that patch. So I went through the menus, educated myself, and here is a little demonstration of some of the things that I learned while I was going through the filter menus and how to get them to move on quick time scales and long time scales. And let's dive into it. Alright, so before I start filtering this sound, I want to show you what the sound is. I've got two oscillators doing FM synthesis. First oscillator is sine 7, so a pretty layered sine wave. I want a lot of harmonics here, so we've got something to filter. The second oscillator is a saw 2, so it's got some of the higher stuff and some of the lower stuff, and I've detuned that one by 2 steps to give us some of the lower range, and that gives us a lot of sounds to work with. Next thing I want to show you, there are 2 envelopes. There's the amp envelope and the filter envelope. So the amp envelope, really quick attack, no decay, staying at 127 full volume, and then a light release at the end. Alright, so let's go into the filter menu. Right now I have no filtering on and a depth of 0 on the LFO, so no filtering is happening at all. When I turn on the low pass, you can hear that change a little bit. And with the low pass on, you can change this cutoff frequency to really modify which frequencies are being allowed through. So set this around there. Another thing, last week I didn't understand what this FEG is, filter envelope generator depth. So right now it's set at full strength. You can reduce the strength of the filtering. And negative numbers. Sometimes when you turn the dial, it'll go into the negatives, and what that does, it's the same strength numbers as the positive, but it's powers of 2. So it's having its effect on a curve instead of being a straight line response. Let's put this depth all the way back up to 127. Resonance is another feature in working with these filters. It's tough to describe this without graphics, but a low-pass filter has a really smooth response. When you add resonance to it, it adds a spike in the response right at the level of your cutoff. But things get interesting when you look at the envelope. So right now I have attack 0, decay 0, release 0. There's no filter envelope at all. But listen to what happens when I turn up the attack. Hear that sort of wah wah? That's the filter being brought in with an attack. Turn this attack back to 0 so that it comes in instantly. Give it a decay down to half level. There we go. Turn the sustain way down. So you can hear it coming in fast and then dropping down. And the envelope is per note. So going into the LFOs, let's turn this decay back down. Alright, so LFOs. Right now I have it on retrigger, so this LFO will trigger for each note. Turn the depth up on a triangle with a rate of 1 note. So now you can hear it wavering the effect on each note. And if I turn this up, it's a much slower wavering effect. But you can hear that it starts in the same place on the curve on every note. Turn retriggering off. And now you can hear it moving. And if I make it a longer repeat, and in ambient music, you usually have very, very long repeats. I'm going to turn this repeat down a little bit and show you the hold. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. But with it at 10, you can hear it moving within each note. If I turn this hold way up, you'll hear that there's movement, but you don't hear it moving within a time frame. It's not a constant change. It's changing it and then holding it for bits of time. I'm not likely to use that in this context. All right, so that's basically all of the features of the filter menu. Skipping over 2 of them because I don't understand them yet. Cut to decay and cut to effect. I've played with them and I don't think my ears are sensitive enough to figure out what they're doing on their own. I've tried looking in the manuals and I couldn't find anything about it. So if anyone knows, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Otherwise, that's it for today's video. Just a fairly quick walkthrough of the types of things that you can do in the filter menu. And maybe tomorrow I'll be able to show you a finished bass patch. I haven't had time to really finish it yet. I've just learned what I needed to do in order to do the finishing today. All right, take care and have fun out there. Talk to you soon.